Often said, haven't I, that in this job, which I'm lucky enough to do, you get to meet some amazing people. Your heroes a lot of the time. And, particularly I think the ones that you bought their records, the posters, that type of thing. When you meet them, you think, wow, I can't quite believe I'm sat opposite this person. I can't quite believe that actually, only a couple of days ago, the international superstar singer, George Michael, would have been 60. Can you imagine? 60. Hard to think of him in that vein. What is interesting is that George left behind a wonderful legacy of mega pop hits. And as I say, George was totally different to the person that you saw on camera. When he first became a pop star, put together by the management team of Simon Napier Bell, he really enjoyed the fame game, was desperate to become a pop star. He told me he loved it, for the first few years, and then he realized how things were taking over and he couldn't quite control what he'd now let out of the bag. Of course, he continued for many years, made a lot of hits. As he pointed out to me in the latter part of his life, made a lot of mistakes too, but it helped with his songwriting contribution. The thing I wanted to share with you though was this, and I thought this was a really nice sort of trait, because a lot of people along the way forget that there were two people in the George Michael story originally. Wham first started out, there was Wham, which was Andrew Ridgeley and George Michael. Now, I don't know if you know this, but George Michael very kindly made sure that half of the royalties from the mega selling song Careless Whisper always went to Andrew Ridgeley so that he would have some kind of money coming in and a pension plan. Now, I've met Andrew Ridgeley on a number of occasions and he enjoyed his time as a pop star, but as I said, it was a period in his life, he enjoyed it and he moved on. He too is now 60. Amazing, isn't it? I know. But what did make me smile was, here's a man who's enjoyed, as I say, a wonderful life, and he'd be the first to admit it, enjoyed racing, F1 motor racing, all that sort of stuff. But when I pointed out to him recently, how would you get around London? He said, that's quite simple. He said, I've now reached the age where I'm entitled to a bus pass. Imagine sitting on the bus and there you are, Careless Whisper going round your head, or Club Tropicana, and there's the man sat next to you. And he said, it surprises a lot of people, in fact, that when they see me on the tube, and they do ask me, are you Andrew Ridgeley? He said, yes. And they said, what are you doing on the tube? Well, he's got a bus pass and a tube pass, and he wants to use it. He said he finds it the fastest way of getting around town. And more importantly, he said, why not? It's a service that we've all earned. Does it really matter if you think about it? 30, 40 years ago, you're on Top of the Pops singing all about fame, Choose Life t-shirts, and enjoying everything that youth could throw at you. But as he pointed out to me, eventually we all reach an age where you enjoy elasticated trousers, a good cup of tea, and more importantly, being able to get around town without all the faff of trying to find somewhere to park. Literally, this is a Wham rap. As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Have you ever seen one of your favourite stars sat next to you, or perhaps walking through a town, with a sholly or something like that, and thought, wow, didn't believe they'd go in there or buy that or do that? It's always a shock, isn't it? But why? Let me know in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.